Hi, welcome back to the channel. It is the end of 2024, so I have put together a little roundup, a little review of our year in the beauty world and all the things that happened, all the headline news of the beauty industry for 2024. So we are going to chat through and refresh and reminisce, about the year that we have had in the beauty world. And if you are new here, I am Leticia Bishop. I am a professional makeup artist of 11 years now, and I have a new video out on my channel every single Sunday. So I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing to the channel. It is free, it doesn't cost you anything, and you would just be able to be reminded when I post a new video each week. Let's get into reviewing the year 2024. So I have written down a few things of just the words of the year and things that we kept hearing this year in terms of makeup and beauty products. So blush, gloss, lip liners, powders, and blur. These were used a lot, floating around a lot, and we'll get into each and every one of those a little bit more. So makeup trends that it could have also started a little bit before 2024, but they peaked and were main, very front of mind this year. Blush mania. Blush mania was this year, and we all know who we can thank for that. Dear Sabrina Carpenter. Thank you. Her look is just very iconic, and it's really become a thing of its own, her makeup look. She definitely brought blush to the forefront this year, and hashtags like over blushing, blush blindness, and people blush blindness being cool, like saying you have you're wearing too much blush, and people being okay with that. It was the year of blush, and a lot of brands brought out different blushes it wasn't particularly in any texture or category. There was cream ones, there was powder ones, there's blush toppers became a thing where it's more of a highlighter / blush combo. And yeah, so many liquid blushes, all types of blushes became popular dependent on a particular category. But it was definitely the year of blush, and I love that. I love blush, so I'm here for it. Also, a big thing that came back this year is 90s. The 90s makeup look, trend, colors, tones. So not so much the frosted lips, but I feel like they did kind of, had a few moments there, people doing frosted collections. But definitely the dark brown nude lip liner being extra dark than kind of fitting, and then with the glossy lip. And I'm here for that. I love that look so much. So that definitely was a huge part of the year, and I don't really see that fading all that much. I don't know, you can comment down below, do you see that look fading? Or blush, I don't see that fading for 2025 at all. And then another area that I think we've only just started to see bits of it. I think it's going to become more and more. So the words and product launching that are highlighting these benefits, the words like blurring and smoothing. I do feel like brands will continue on with this type of trend. We had the Huda Beauty blurring foundation, so I just feel like more of that is going to come out, but we did start to see that happen a lot more this year. So giving you that in real life Photoshop filter effect, but in life, that's in real life, that is the goal and the aim of all these types of products, which only makes sense because we live our lives online and we see our faces online with a little bit of filters and good lighting, so we're only going to try to emulate that in real life when we do meet up with people. So I can see why this is good. I've even seen blurring blushes, blurring lip products, things just to create that soft focus filter type effect on the face with makeup products or with priming type products. And another thing that kind of surged is setting sprays. Setting sprays, they've been around for a long time, but I can't remember if No, the Patrick Ta, the one size one definitely didn't launch this year, but I got my hands on it this year. It is the best setting spray ever, and we're seeing more and more setting sprays in this type of like can formula packaging. And yeah, setting sprays have definitely become more of a popular area that people are experimenting with. Yeah, so those were like the areas in makeup that I've seen come to life a little bit more and enjoy. Controversy and big news, moving on to that area of this news channel, news broadcast, is starting with the news. We have Taylor Swift she wore these freckles from a company called Huda Beauty, these glitter, like temporary tattoo type freckles. And she wore them, and then within 48 hours after her doing that, obviously they've been snapped by paparazzi going online, they got over like $1 million in sales in the first 48 hours. I mean, that is the power of celebrities in America, isn't it? That's insane. So that completely revolutionized their business. And that was big. I remember when that happened in the beauty world. A more recent type of news headline that happened is when Patrick Ta Beauty launched this duo of eyeshadows, which were they're $42 for 2 eyeshadows in a little quad. And TikTok really kicked off about this, and people were trying to work out and talk about why they are so expensive and if it's worth it. This is kind of only recently settled down, I would say. But the packaging is beautiful. And Patrick, I've seen it, he did a video explaining why they are this price and why they cost this much money, because they are I think he said they are a whipped baked formula, and they're really like pure pigments of this glitters and sparkled product. And also, I also want to say that they have a mirror inside them for being such a small palette. They even have a mirror in there. So yes, it's expensive, but they're not a drugstore brand, and they do look really beautiful and really high quality shimmers for the eyes. So maybe maybe $38 would have been a little bit less, making waves or issues. But look, I mean, publicity is publicity, and people are talking about it, and I think it's probably only helped his brand reach the ears of more people that have never even heard of Patrick Ta. So I think it's probably a good thing for the brands. It's not that bad publicity, and it's just getting more free marketing for the brand. So, I think it's a bit of a win for the brand, but that was, that came up a lot in the beauty news. Another thing that, people have been rightfully so completely shocked and annoyed about is YSL's Blush. They launched a few liquid blushes, but one of the shades is a very lavender pale purple shade, and these blushes are called to be universal, that meaning working on all the spectrum of skin tones. And this tone really does not. It is basically white with a little bit of purple in it, and the base of it is very, very white. So it's just not going to look that great on really deeper skin tones. So it's kind of very misleading and unfortunate that they've called it universal and for everybody. And a lot of creators really demonstrated this on their skin tones and have, really kicked off about this and their disappointment with YSL for doing this. So again, with the Patrick Ta, I mean, this is a little bit worse because it's not being inclusive for everybody, but I don't think it's going to be the complete downfall of YSL Beauty as we know it. I think they will survive. We also had dog perfume launch. I mentioned this in one of my other recent beauty news videos a few months ago. Dolce & Gabbana launched a £99 dog perfume, and it's called Fifi. And it's adorable. The campaigns are gorgeous. The dog is so cute. And yeah, it's an alcohol-free dog perfume with notes of ylang ylang and musk, and housed in a gold-plated bottle. So they're going into the booming luxury pet market, which is definitely I think, a growing market and a smart one to get into, because I do feel like, it's expensive nowadays. Everything is expensive in life, and it's expensive to have children. And I think a lot of people will be opting to have a pet instead of children, because it feels like it's a little bit more attainable for a lot of people. And so, getting into that market and that customer profile is exactly what Dolce & Gabbana are doing in a very cute way. And, it did make a lot of headlines, but I kind of love it. Next, we have the Sephora Kids. This happened, I feel like, more in the beginning of the year. The crackdown on Sephora Kids, because there was a lot of videos, and I think it was mostly happening on the TikTok platform, which I don't have access to here where I live in Hong Kong. We are not allowed to use TikTok. I guess unless you have a VPN or something. We did have it at the beginning, but now we don't have TikTok. I don't know. But yeah, kids going into Sephora, using all the products, destroying all the testers, and just making a big mess, and not being that respectful of the space and other people also using and shopping in the store as well. And so, yeah, the whole ban, Sweden actually banned kids of a certain age in this area, kids under 15-year-old, from purchasing like anti-aging skincare products and stuff. And it was a whole thing around the world, a discussion of kids and should they be allowed to be shopping in there in total, which I think you can't really ban them from it, but it's hard to regulate. But yeah, maybe parents just need to have a discussion with them a little bit more in, best practices of how to politely shop in these department stores that generally have adults looking around on their lunch break, just having a relax, strolling through Sephora. And the last thing you kind of really want is like a bunch of 12-year-olds like running around screaming and like making a mess in there. So I know I don't want that, so maybe a discussion with the children is needed. Also, we had this year Huda Beauty is rebranding their packaging, their logo. They are changing the way it looks, and that will roll out over the products, which is good for them. They said they want to make it feel more like them. I covered that also on another video I did recently. So also very early this year in 2024, we had an issue with wolf spiders and a body cream from Sol de Janeiro. Their body cream they brought out a new collection, the purple one, which is called Delicia Drench. Yeah. And there was a review on it where someone said that when they used this body cream on their body, wolf spiders were like being attracted to her and kind of basically chasing after her, which is quite dramatic. But then I think it was backed up by other people saying this as well. And then there was a whole kind of discussion online. People in the right fields of these areas like cosmetic formulators and chemists were looking into the ingredients, and some said there was an ingredient, like a scent ingredient, that the male spiders might be attracted to. Other people debunked it and said it wasn't. I kind of don't know what the conclusion was, but the brand came out and said that absolutely not. There's nothing in here that would attract these spiders. It's all calmed down now. No one really talks about it, and I think people are buying this cream again anyway, but it's a little bit of a hysteria there. Moving on to celebrity and the celebrity world of beauty, we have quite a few hair care lines that came out this year. We have Blake Brown Beauty from Blake Lively. She launched a hair care range, which I don't think has done that well. A lot of people didn't like the packaging and just, I think it was the price point and things. I think it went into like Target area of the market. Beyonce launched a hair care line, Credo. Then Fenty also started to go into the hair category, Fenty Beauty. And then we have one from Rita Ora, who launched a brand called Bia Beauty. So a few hair brands popping out. We have some news that Paris Hilton is starting a beauty line. We're not exactly sure which products are happening, but it's called 1111 Beauty by Paris. 11 Beauty by Paris Hilton. She has announced that, but we don't know what exact products she's going to be doing. And Nicki Minaj started her journey into the beauty business and has launched press-on nails with her long-term nail tech called Pink Friday Nails. I don't love that name, I must say. And the aesthetic of the nails is a little bit too much for me, but I'm sure that her fans and people in that kind of aesthetic would like these nails. Some viral beauty moments that are a little bit silly, kind of part of this video, is we had broccoli Freckles. Yes. These next few ones I'm going to be talking about are like, really? Did this really happen? Yes, it did. People got a broccoli head and put it in some brown cream or eyeshadow and stamped it on their face for social media. That is what the beauty world came to this year. That's what happened. Broccoli. It worked. It actually kind of looked all right. Like you got that speckly effect on the bridge of your nose. Obviously, I think the first time someone did this, it was for the clickbait and for the hype of social media, but then a few other people did it. I'm sure they're not doing it anymore. This kind of trend has faded, but that was a thing. Hippo makeup, mood dang makeup trend. So this is a hippo that is from Thailand, I believe, and it was a baby hippo, and people were obsessed with this hippo, and they were trying to do makeup looks like the hippo, because the hippo is a hippo and he lives in the water and he has a glowy, or she, I don't know what sex the hippo is, glowy, dewy skin, because it's kind of like a water animal, and it had like these cute little pink cheeks and this kind of glowy pinkiness people were emulating in makeup tutorials. The next one is also another wild one. We have a bunny tongue lip trend. Yep, you heard it. There was this bunny. I don't know where or whose bunny it is or anything like that. But there's a bunny and he's like, it's a very adorable bunny. It almost doesn't look real. And I think it was like drinking from those metal water bottle spouts that you give to animals like this. And its tongue came out, and the color of this bunny's tongue, people were living for and trying to recreate that exact color pink and that exact color that shine and the texture that the photo you can see of the bunny, and people were like trying to perfect this color of the bunny's tongue. Also earlier in the year we had the Pat McGrath glass skin look from the Magella show. This was phenomenal, amazing, just iconic, and I think this will be referenced for years to come. She did this incredible makeup look at the Magella show where the models, they looked like dolls with really fine brows, very white, like pale skin, blush, the whole look, but it was just finished off with this like saran wrap, like this plastic, glassy, shiny wrap on the skin. And everyone was trying to work out how she created this. She's a genius, Pat McGrath, and I think she has come out and shown a tutorial on how she actually did this by using different peel-off skincare masks, putting that on over the top of the makeup to create this type of look, and it was just viral. It went everywhere. We also had strawberry makeup in the summertime. I think Hailey Bieber kicked that trend off, as she has done with lots of other beauty aesthetics and trends like nails. We had that glazed donut moment as well. So strawberry makeup this year was a thing. So a lot of like food, a lot of like, yeah, random things. Another area that I think we are going to see a lot of, I've titled this beauty merch. I think we are going to be seeing, it's already been around for a little bit, like brands doing this, but beauty merch and really creating a club, a brand, like a whole lifestyle, but from beauty brands where you typically just get products for the face or the body or your skin or your hair or something, but moving into lifestyle type products from beauty brands. And I think this is only going to go bigger and better. And you know what kicked it off a lot this year was the Rode phone cases, where you can put the lip gloss in. I mean, brilliant, so brilliant. And things like that. That's what I mean. Like, we have some from Supergoop, like t-shirts as wear sunscreen. Obviously, like tote bags, that's kind of like a little bit been there, done that. But journals from Summer Fridays, jumpers, Glossier have already been doing that for a few years. Cups, candles, little bags. A lot of brands have different things like this. And Glossier have been doing it for quite some time. They have like slippers, jumpers, different shaped bags. Way also have some. The hair care brand have some cups and jumpers. Just beauty merch in general. I feel like it's smart for brands to be doing this as long as it makes sense and it's not just for the sake of it, which it kind of is, but as long as it relates to the brand well in some way, to that consumer, that category, that girly, you're titling yourself in as like a clean girl or a maximalist girl or the lazy girl or the athletic girl, you know, I think that's when it really works. We even had e.l.f. cosmetics this year. Stanley Cup really took off this year, and e.l.f. even made these little like accessory you can hook onto your Stanley Cup handle and put your lip product in, which is very unnecessary, but they were jumping on the Stanley Cup. Viral girls and customer that really love Stanley Cup. A lot of key rings, a lot of like ways to have your lip product, your lip balm with you easy and connected to your accessories and your bag, and bag charms have become like a huge thing. So I feel like a lot of ways to have your beauty brand, particularly for that brand, fit into some type of key ring accessory to add and make it easy to carry with you and have with you all the time is quite smart. And fans of those particular brands would definitely purchase them and buy them. I know I would, but they're generally mostly US type access. Almost finished. Some brands I wanted to just mention that I feel like didn't get much love or hype this year. I think for a while we have brands like NARS Cosmetics, MAC Cosmetics, Giorgio Armani, and Tom Ford. We saw little bits of them, but not a lot. Specifically MAC. I don't think MAC are really, I don't know, they're not in the forefront of people's mind that much anymore when it comes to beauty. They launch collections here and there. They do collaboration collections with different movies, and they've kind of turned into a real like collections launch brand rather than what they always have been known for as like real staple makeup artist products. Yes, they still have all of that. It's not going, Giorgio Armani's not going anywhere, but it just doesn't get that much hype. But I guess it hasn't ever really had that much hype. Tom Ford is, you know, a luxury brand. They bring out fragrances. This year, I remember they had Angelina Jolie as the new face for their lipsticks, but I didn't really see that much about it. Like creators that I follow and consume didn't talk about it at all. So I don't know, it's just not on my algorithms, but I feel like I do follow like a very broad spectrum. I have like UK, American creators of all ages, essentially. So yeah, those ones I didn't feel like get that much love this year. Moving forward to the new year, Patatone are definitely quite influential in upcoming collections, I would say. So the color of the year has been announced as Mocha Mousse. It is a chocolatey, warm, brown, rich type of chocolate color. So definitely some makeup collections will be coming out inspired by this Patatone color for sure. So, I mean, I love chocolate mousse as a dessert, as a flavor, as a food. But this color, I like it. I like it. I think it will work well for some makeup collections. The color to me is a little bit too milky or ashy. I feel like it could have a bit more richness to it, but this is what Patatone has come up with, and that is what they've given us. So I reckon there'll be definitely, I mean, it's not hard to make a collection with this in mind because lipsticks would work in this shade for a lot of colors. Eyeshadow palettes would work in this shade area really easily. So probably brands have already started making nude brown collections, and now they're probably just going to call it Patatone Mocha Mousse. I feel like that would be a good marketing idea. Yeah, so that's it. That was my list of things I wanted to discuss and, you know, just revisit for the year of beauty. And I'm looking forward to what we will have come out in 2025. My goodness. Yeah, I think we will still see a lot of like blurring, smoothing type products will be coming out more. I don't feel like blush. I feel like blush has probably peaked. I mean, we did a lot of blush this year. I feel like blush has probably peaked, but I don't think it's going to be wiped out as a category ever. Obviously, it's blush, but just, yeah, not all that forward. Lip liner, I think it's still waving. We're still riding that wave. And I think setting powders also we're still riding that wave. Yeah, let's see. We will be on the journey together, and I will always share it here with you guys. And thank you so much for watching. If you have watched till the end here, I really appreciate it. Comment down below. I'd love to talk to you. Let's comment 2024 down below if you watched till the end. And if you did, you should probably consider subscribing to my channel, or come and say hi to me over on Instagram, where I post in like pretty much every day. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. Thank you.